about the same grace.
I can, hang on just a second, let me finish this sign. Sorry. Heavenly Father, thank you for letting us all be in joining here tonight for this meeting for the Water District. Lord, we ask you that you bless our district, our employees, bless our county and our world, Lord, and bless those who are sick and cannot get out to come to the meetings, and hopefully they're watching it on TV through MRTC tonight. In your heavenly name we pray. We love you, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Let's see. Next station, do roll call.
Chris.
Here.
Patty.
Here.
Ellen.
Here.
William.
Here.
Donalda.
Yep.
Need approval of bills and written checks.
Is there a list in here? Let's see.
I didn't have time to.
Well, we pop them all out. This works just fine.
Yeah.
Ain't no need of wasting time doing all that when this works just good.
The red marks is they've already put in the back.
Okay.
So I'm looking for them.
Well, that's when I did everybody's budget, you know,
Yeah.
at the time. Cause we paid that. Well, that was in March. Then I think it was Anna said we were talking this, that's when I got that check.
Yeah.
But yours is on. Yours is the check.
Got the new cards and everything like that.
This check that was wrote on 325
Yeah, but she.
for Thompson Tractor and Equipment. What is that?
I don't know if I can last it.
Donna,
Yeah.
can I ask the question, please? On 325, there was a check wrote to Thompson Tractor and Equipment for $670.04. What was that?
That was for an oil change and filters.
Hydraulic.
Yeah, hydraulic fluid filters.
Did they do the oil change
We did. Jimmy
on?
did. The excavator
Thank you.
before it, yeah.
Was that after you got it back?
No, it was,
That was before it was March 25th.
Okay, so that.
well, today, we changed, Jimmy went and got new filters today and changed over everything. He drained all the oil, changed it all today.
Was anything in the oil?
I didn't hear him say,
Who done it?
Jimmy. I guess water started running without a new starter.
10 minutes. We were there 10 minutes and had it started. Loved it.
What is Ferguson Waterworks?
That's where we order parts,
For meters?
just different stuff.
Just
Meters,
different
sensors,
parts?
yeah.
When we write a check to Morgan County Fiscal Court, is that for utilities and such? Or?
No, that's, taxes.
Oh,
Here's utilities. You can
yeah, I
get
looked
them
down.
now.
I hadn't got down that far yet. Sorry.
Is there some place that we're gonna see how much we still owe certain people, like Kay Ryan, or is that in here somewhere?
It's probably not in there.
It's just nice to see the red check marks that things are being paid and run through.
Now, you said the red ones, the checks have cleared the bank, but the ones that's not checked, they're out there, they just haven't came through yet.
Right.
Okay.
He's a millionaire.
Wow.
Yeah, those were just written on the bill, so.
Everything that's highlighted is what we owe right here.
Oh, we have that?
Well,
I
no.
won't take it.
No, you can look at it.
I know.
Yeah, there's 1,700 in there.
But this,
Right here, 1120.
Is it bothering you?
Sure look better.
I mean,
Yeah, that was our original sheet.
This one.
what did we pay her 3,000? Is that 3,000 for the last thing we got from Honecker? That thing they sent all of us in the mail? Hanukkah is just where we had the lawyer do stuff for us, right? Still,
Monica, oh, yeah. We paid her off again today.
So, we don't want her nothing.
Uh,
We don't owe her nothing. Do we still use her a lot?
You're gonna
Well,
have to,
that,
right now for that PSC stuff,
Yeah.
you're still gonna have to use it.
Absolutely.
is it not done yet?
That's the stuff you're talking about we filled out here.
And when you say.
What did
when I
the
say
bill
we, I
for-
mean, you filled it out,
I
right?
mean, I know you probably can't remember all this off your head, Donna, but what did the bill that was, or the check that was wrote to her on today you said, for 3778, what? I mean, is that like part of that PSC stuff?
Yep, yes.
oh, yeah, the last, on the back page, is that what you're looking at? Yeah, that's what we wrote today.
That's for that,
Hopefully soon they'll get all their questions answered.
We are already in the motion.
I'm done. With the checks. Are y'all done? Are you still looking at checks, Ellen?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Denada, are you still looking at checks or are you done?
no, yeah.
Okay, she's done. Go ahead, Chris.
I need a motion to approve the bills and written check.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
A motion made properly seconded, any more discussion on it? All in favor? All opposed? Next will be, we'll go ahead and do Amy and Donna's report.
No, wait a minute, what about Brenda Morgan?
Well, Amy's one.
Yeah, I've
She's
got,
over.
I've got to hear that.
Oh, okay.
My water loss report, y'all got a copy, I think it's 44.15%, it's up a little, but it has to do expect with all the leaks we've had. In the month of April, it's usually staying in the low 30s. We have talked to Donna about when everything breaks up, about getting together, renting off the 10-year-old plus meter, start changing them out in the Eastville area, so I fully expect it to drop down, hopefully into the 20s, and stay there after we get some of these meters changed out.
So at 44,
44.15.
was that because of the brakes and all the stuff we
Yep.
had during the?
That was all the brakes, all the flushing, everything we had to do. 44.15% at the bottom line on that, yeah. Yeah, we flushed almost 2
What
million.
is that at? The water loss. Are we going by this number on the water
The
loss?
very bottom,
Look,
Very bottom line.
Oh, the percentage.
Yeah.
Hey, we could probably change that color of that dark blue for us old people.
When do you all expect to actually start changing the meters?
Hopefully, maybe a couple this week, but when the weather breaks up, no rain, send guys out, groups of 2, send them, let one go to one road, one go to the other. Hopefully in the near future. Right now, where we don't have an excavator or anything, I mean, we could actually start and get a lot of them done.
You don't need excavator for maybe.
All you need is a wrench and gaskets.
Is the reason you're starting in the Ezel is because most of the leaks is occurring in Ezel
Well,
area?
it's not leaks, it's dead meters. It's meters that are over 10 years old.
Okay,
Not
meters
registering
over
right,
10.
Not reading right. You know, if you take, 50 meters that are reading dead on high flow, when you take a shower or do laundry, you're just not picking that water up. So that's water loss right there.
Mm-hmm.
And by putting a new meter or refurb meter in, it'll pick that up. And the girls will get calls, but now people's water bills will go up because of the dead meters.
How many meters y'all think you can do at week's time?
Honestly, I hate to put a number on it. I think the last time we did it, we were doing maybe 30 a day, 25 to 30. It all depends on what kind of shape the base is in. I mean, some of them you're going to have to dig out with your hands to get to the meter, clean the mud and gravel out of it.
Is them going to mostly be on one route, like, or
They're scattered all
scattered
over.
everywhere?
They're
Would you
scattered.
have, say, 10 in a row in any place?
Well, see, that's what we're doing. We'll go through. I'll get with Donna and we'll pick out certain roads. Like I'll have one crew on this road and one crew on this road, or put one on one side and one on the other. Let them work toward each other. Knock that road out and they move on to the other road. And that's all I've got on water loss. Donna, you got anything?
When you all start doing that, change meters, can we get like a weekly report? So that we y'all do.
And what I plan to do is after we get a bunch of many changes, when Jimmy starts testing them, I'll keep copies of it. I'll make copies of the test results and the ones that are bad, which I mean, he makes a paper every one he tests anyway with the results. But I'll actually get copies of it and I'll start bringing the board meeting and people can go through it. We had one that was dead today, well, Friday, Jimmy tested, the bill was $744, but the meter went haywire. So it was actually a minimum water bill. So people never use the water.
So what your budget gonna do is for people to know is you're gonna swap out the meters, rebuild
Yep.
the old meters.
Yep.
Test them, make sure.
Mhm. Testing for accuracy.
Keep swapping out.
When there's a meter tested and it's rebuilt, it's fully refurbished by PSC standard, it's good for 10 more years.
I just want people to hear that.
Yep.
On the fire department numbers on that same form, it just has 2.
You leave your last 3 zeros.
Okay,
2,000.
so it's 2,000.
The computer takes that into account when you put it in.
So we flushed with 1,349,000 gallons of water.
Because during this,
During the flood.
Yeah. Gotcha.
is a bad.
Mhm.
Quickly before you leave, and I know you got to go to a ball game. How is the situation with the the murky colored water?
It's clearing up. Friday, we flushed all of 519, the dead ends of the lines.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said you got a little bit out.
There was a couple of roads that you could tell it in, most of them were clear.
Then down
Is
the
that
road.
why the water at the prisons like that?
Yeah, but that's the city, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's murky.
Oh, yeah, but
That's why the
yeah, it's starting to clear up. We've had one phone call from up 172. I went this morning and checked the tank. The water coming out of the tank is good. So it's still even down before it gets up 172, places like that.
So water loss probably behind you from all the flush of this.
It'll be not that, no, because I mean, it ain't like having to burn the system out. I mean, I think you, as long as you run one was what, 20 minutes?
I think 25 minutes was the highest I had to run one.
So no, it's gonna be a little bit more, but I mean, it ain't gonna be like it was this month.
There's some of us.
So basically, everybody.
That's what they're
44.1% because
Well,
You guys have more questions?
Yeah, I do. Hang on just a second. I need to pull up the email from Randy. I sent you all an email that came from Samantha Williams that's sitting on the Cave Room board. It was about that resolution that Cave Room Water is wanting us to fill out.
Just,
I sent it on she just sent it to
send it to the water.
no. It wouldn't go through. Never mind. It didn't send. Never mind. It said it sent the other day, And then for some reason, they kicked it back to me and said that it didn't send. But anyway, Cave Run group down there that meets in Frenchburg once a month is wanting us to do they need a resolution done about the water, about the gallons. I'll get with Donna and send it to Donna, and I'll send it to all the board members. I was trying to get it through first to you all to make sure it went, because I couldn't get it to open on my laptop or anywhere else. But I can get back in touch with Samantha and get her to resend it out to us. And I'll give her everybody's email address, and that way she can send it all directly to you all. That would be better for me.
Anything else for me? Anything?
I guess Brenda will need to.
Do you have a list of what you got the bills down to now, what we started out with?
I don't have them all added up. Everything that's highlighted is still past due.
But it is good money.
It is better. It is so much better. So much better.
Only about half of it.
I'd say it's over.
Over half.
You said it's over half a month.
Well, originally,
Oh, yeah.
What we inherited.
We started out with $560,000, right?
It just loaded.
Do I need a motion to for anything on Andy and Donna's? I don't think I do that.
no, that's just for 4 days.
Yeah, let's see, all right. Next is Brenda.
Alright, so I'll give you each some reports I've heard from your accounting system. And it's as of February of 25. I know Anna is working on getting everything up to date, so we get the bank recs done, you know, for current, but, right now, bank recs are only, like, done through February, so I don't wanna give you anything other than up through February. So what you have that I printed is the balance sheet and your income statement. And then it does show, like when you're looking at your accounts payable on here, it's down substantially from the way it was at the end of the year, 24. So yeah, I think you guys have made good strides in getting those payables paid. So you can see on there, like I said, the income and expense accounts, and any details you need, you can just call me or Anna, and we can be able to give you a detail of what's in each one of those accounts if you need to see it. And, I know it looks like you have a good net income on there, but you have to consider that money goes to pay debt, it goes to pay prior year's accounts payable, and, you know, other liability, stuff like that, so, yeah, just because it's showing a profit doesn't mean you've got a lot of extra money. So you still have to be very diligent.
That's correct.
Save profit.
So again, and, you know, if you have any questions, just call me. I can go over anything with you. And again, these are printed right off your system. This is what's in your accounting system. And I believe your audit's getting started. Sent them a bunch of stuff, so.
Yeah. Haven't heard back from
Who's
them
doing
yet.
the audit?
Who's doing the audit now?
I guess, I'm not sure, Heather Cochran, she may be the lead on it. with, is it RFH
Yeah.
or RHF?
Yeah, it's.
How did we,
The
how did
three
we
letters
know?
together, 3 letters,
I
yeah.
thought they was giving us a list of it.
Yeah.
And how much it
I
was.
think it's the only one that you think. For the fastest, what I understand, they want to go with.
RH2?
Well, everybody was getting booked up.
Who did you say? Brenda, I'm sorry.
It's like RFH.
RFH.
Associates, something like that, or RFH or R.
Where are they from?
Where is it there? Now, let me look here.
I thought it was in Lexington.
I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you real quick. Maybe. Yeah, they're in Lexington, it's RFH.
Okay.
Yeah, they're out of Lexington. And they seem to be good to work with. Those are hard to come by, size.
Every time I see that, I do that.
Wait,
Oh, I know. I just couldn't hear what you said.
Make any more questions?
Mm-mm. Nope. I don't. I don't know about the rest of it.
Thank you, Brady.
Thank you.
Brenda, thank you.
Next on the agenda is Ricky.
Thank you all for allowing me to come in and speak to you all tonight. If you have any questions, some of you don't know who I am. I'm Frankie Spencer. I've worked 22 years with Lawson Real Estate. The last 4 years have been some amazing times in Morgan County because property values have been way higher than they ever have been in the past. We have seen a little bit of decline in the last 2 or 3 years. Properties are coming down again. But I'm here tonight just to kind of talk to you all, and if you all have any questions, I know you have a parcel of property at 348 Glen Avenue that I'm understand real well. I'm familiar with that property. Just 2023, as I think I helped the previous board purchase that property off of the owners, Dr. Smith and Anthony Smith. That was back in 23. But I'm just here if you all have any questions. I don't know if you are considering selling the property or.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Right, Ellen,
Sold.
William, Donald,
so,
And the thing
John,
is,
Donna, Anastasia.
properties are down a little bit, commercial property especially. You know, I would talk with recent activity, we have a lot more properties being bought here in this city. And it eventually will. But I want to try to maximize as much as I can for you all. I know things are not as good as you'd like, so I'd like to be able to work for you and work hard for you, make sure we get to as much as we possibly can for you.
It's our main thing here. We don't need the debt, we don't need the land. It was a waste of money to begin with, in my opinion.
Should never been bought.
agreed.
But
Will the condition it's in now, with all that stuff dumped in on it, hurt the,
It shouldn't. I mean, you're still going to be a commercial property, so if a property will come in, or a company comes in that's wanting to buy it, they're going to do their own work on it.
since the city dumped that there, do you think maybe that it wouldn't be a good idea to have the city remove their stuff?
They was asked to.
I know that, but,
If we can have them move it, yeah, it would help it.
well, I talked to a city council member and so far I haven't got any replies back from that person about maybe moving it since it's an eyesore. I'm
Well,
sorry, it
and-
does look bad. It's an eyesore to
makes
call
it
a funeral home too.
we can't mow it now.
No.
You'd have, it needs weeding too, you know, waist high.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we could get that off there, it'd be easier to mow than weed it.
If the
Maybe.
city won't do it, you think we can get somebody go over there.
Why did they dump it there to begin with?
Shannon asked him to fill that lower end. from what I
Can't
understand.
speak his name on TV now. Yes, sir.
That's what I'm understanding. The old general manager had asked him to dump it there to fill that lower part of that lot.
Maybe,
And
maybe,
then
Z dumping dirt.
maybe the board could request
Everybody
a
cover
meeting
everything.
with, the mayor, Kyle Reisner, and talk to him. Even if we have to go
That'd
to a
be
city
great.
council meeting, it would be maybe a good thing to look into. What do you think,
I
Ellen,
agree.
William?
There's wood stuff on there too.
Then you might sell
Yes.
it to a funeral home.
No,
Yes.
For
I
parking.
don't want
Because wood's not a good filler, it rots.
it.
Well, he said there's blacktop and everything.
They are, and there's concrete. And anytime anybody's in town and want to park equipment, they just park it down there.
Anyway, if you could sell it for us quickly.
Okay. With the process, what we can do is just have, if you have one person that want the chairman, want to be the executor, just handle all the emails and everything like that. Y'all kind of tell me if you all what you want out of it. You want me to evaluate it myself, I can. But if you are wanting a quick sale, we can price it where we can get a quick sale.
Do you
Well,
think-
let's not be so quick,
Do
right?
you think you could sell it for what you sell it for the first of it?
I would like to think we can, but there's already lots, it's already been in West Liberty right now, it's been for sale for a long time, and this is the only commercial lot that's sold in the last couple of years. I would love to think we can, but it's gonna be tough to get that price for it.
You know, what did we have?
What was
we had
it
a price on
originally?
it.
I had it
130.
originally $135.
130.
Yeah, 130, and we sold it for 125, 124.5.
So that's what it was bought for, the way it was bought.
Sounds good to me.
And can get in touch with you all or something, and try to negotiate it up. I don't know,
Yes.
I don't know if the board would have to approve you to be the signer. I feel comfortable with that, just because the board, you
Well,
know,
everything goes through the board. It just don't come to me, it comes to me, I go through the board. We don't do the 1-2 person deal thing. Every one of us go make it.
So would that be something they need to vote on tonight, to go ahead and let him be the handler of emails and all that, so we can get it going?
Yeah.
At least you can evaluate and do all that, get that started.
just for the signage.
Yeah.
For the signage. You still have to go with the board and everything.
Oh, yes, yes.
But
I go on the board on everything.
just, you could be the executor of the contracts.
Well, I make a motion to put Chris in charge of being the executor of the lot on Glen Avenue.
I appreciate it.
And I'll second that one.
Motion made, properly seconded, putting Chris Adams in charge.
Execution of the contract.
Execution of the contract for the
All
sale of the
those in
real
favor?
estate.
Any more discussion on it? All in favor? All opposed?
Will we still have to pay the full seller's fee like
Well,
we
it's
did
a
before?
commission only on sale. You don't owe me anything whatsoever. I'm gonna work hard for you, but we don't get anything until we sell it anyway too. But you don't owe us until we close it. And then we do ask for 6%, 6% commission, because we do share, if the buyer, another buyer's agent comes in, we share 3%.
Okay, ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, guys.
What year did we
Appreciate all.
originally buy that?
23, you said?
That's what I thought.
Do we need to give him your email here, or do you want me to write it down?
Yeah.
Is it the same as ours? First off, guys?
This land was actually bought supposedly for a grant they had got, but it didn't have no grant.
Yeah, it was a USDA grant, and we had to wait a year to get it.
But they never did.
They never did fill the paper out to get it. Yeah,
So they was told they had a grant to build a building. There was none.
He put that land up right out there as collateral, didn't he?
yes, this end of this parking lot right up here next to the road, that gravel lot,
Mhm.
is also attached to that
Where the old water district was.
as collateral.
My seller waited an entire year to get it, so I don't know what the rationale was to close it.
Thanks, Frank.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Let's see. Next, discussion of boots and allowance.
just curious.
John, you want to say anything on the boots?
I mean, everybody up there right now, I mean, with the exception of a couple of us that's went and bought new boots, I mean, they're running thin on the boots. And I think it would be great if we could help with the boots at least, because, I mean, you know as well as I do, safety toe boots are not cheap. And especially if you get a pair that's going to last. So, I mean,
Are we talking about like steel-toed work boots, or are you talking about waders, or?
steel-toed work boots.
Okay.
Or the
Everyone should have
composite
waders,
toes.
right?
Huh?
Everyone should have waders.
Everyone should have waders now, yes.
Did we furnish them too?
Yes. But I've had several of them that's come to me and asked me if we was going to be able to buy boots because their boots are getting rough.
Does, I'm just gonna ask this question because this is something I wanna know. Does, does like the city water department buy their boots too?
They give them a clothing allowance to go, you know, they give them so much a year that they go buy their boots, shoe, and clothes like that.
And
So
how much is that?
I'm not sure on that.
Oh, I just thought you might have known.
No, I just know they do give them an allowance. The clothing
Could that be a per diem type thing where you give so much? That's how state police did it. You gave them so much technically per diem means per day, but then they could buy stuff. They could get dry clean, you know, that kind of stuff. So I didn't know, get their cars washed even. That was something we could give them for uniforms. I kind of like the allowance too.
Yeah, the allowance thing, especially since that usually ends up being local spent.
How much was your boot allowance before?
Last year it was $250.
Just for
And that was for steel
Just for
toe boots?
boots only.
What is that?
What?
Pulsating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something outside.
They're doing volleyball in the gym though. I mean, unless they got music tournaments. That sounds like it's from over here. Okay.
So, do y'all buy your boots local? Most of the time,
Most of the time, yes.
Probably don't feel bad.
That's usually where mine come from, yes.
no fields, you got, well, what's it called?
Yeah.
They've got Rockies,
The Outback thing.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
another-
Outback over here carries Red Wings and stuff like that.
big fields carry boots.
Have we ever asked a business if they would, if we exclusively bought from them, if they could give us some sort of a discount? Or have we ever asked?
I don't know. I know they automatically, you know, if we buy them with like a PO from the office, that there's no taxes on them.
Okay.
So I know.
Well, the water-
We probably
yeah.
didn't buy enough at one time to get it. Discount.
TC, about one, get two, three.
And like last, it's one pair a year is what it was allowed before.
Do what now, John? I'm
One
sorry.
pair a
But you
year.
said buy one boot, get the other one free.
TC, you buy one, get two, free.
He said buy one boot, get the other.
But they're all, the four free are all different sizes.
$250 for a pair of boots, and you times 6.
Well, you're talking about being down in a hole and dirt and stuff like that every day. It ain't like.
Well, I mean, I can give you an instance right now. I've got a pair on that I ain't owned 6 months, and the sides of the soles is already starting to come off from getting in and out of ditches. And the way we hunker down and stuff, it gets rough on them.
Is that those Red Wings? That you have?
They're Rockies.
Rocky.
Are they a better boot than Red Wing?
I like them better, but now everybody has their own preference in boots. Carhartt to Rockies to, I mean, so.
I
Wolverines.
outfitted the deputies, and they about drove me crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
So.
I do like the
Well-
idea of the allowance,
Yeah,
where they can get what they need.
I like that, $250 a year allowance.
Cause I mean, the odds of everybody going at one time to buy boots
Right, it's not,
ain't gonna happen,
No.
cause mine'll last for a while. I mean, I think Jimmy might have a pretty decent pair, but now you've got 2 or 3 that do need them pretty bad.
I think Jimmy's a small pair, come on, also.
So,
Does the water district ever furnish your all's gum boots or waders? I don't think it's waders.
they do the waders, most of us. I mean, I bought my own several years ago. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was never said what type of boot, just as long as we was wearing them for work.
So it can go, the money can go on whichever.
Yeah, if you can get a pair of
Yes.
boots for $200, you've got $50 to buy gum boots or whatever.
Yep.
I'll make the motion to give them a $250 boot allowance a year, preferably local businesses, if possible.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and probably second to allow the workers $250 a year, yearly allowance for boots.
But they need to make sure they understand they need to buy a good pair of work boots. Because, you know, it's 12 months till they get another allowance and they can't wear tennis shoes. I know, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
I know how some people sometimes will buy something cheap and then 3 months.
So if it's gonna be like a $250 allowance per 12 months, then will we need a copy of the receipt to see when they purchased those boots, so we'll know when they're 12 months?
Yeah,
is
they
up?
should
The
probably
receipts
get
is kept in the office to
station.
show when they're bought and stuff like that. That's the way we've always done it. So
Any further discussion on it?
Well, yeah, are we gonna start it like in June? And
he
then,
said somewhere, they could be right
you've
there.
got some that really need a pair of
that's what I'm
wax.
saying, if you wait until first of the year, somebody's gonna have to.
Buy their own boots.
Oh, no, you can't wait till first of the year. I'd be like saying,
Would that
like
be,
June 1st or,
would June 1st make it harder to keep up with if you done it from
do we
June
have
to
enough
June?
money to furnish,
No,
to do that?
It wouldn't matter when you know, we could just keep up with who,
What we would do is just tell them, hey, you know, yes, you can go get them, but don't everybody run at one time. You know, talk to Donna before you ever go, and make sure what's coming out, what's there, what we can do.
Everybody should be going anyway for anything, right?
Yes.
Well, but do you all put a time limit on them, like they got 2 weeks to buy the boots, or that way at least the year is in the same time frame for everybody? Or,
I would imagine we would, I mean, this is just an example, keep a list. Say if Jimmy comes tomorrow with a receipt, bought a pair, we'll just keep a list, Jimmy, May 13th, 2025.
So it
And then
technically
I'll know,
wouldn't matter if we went on
Yeah.
over
It
it.
wouldn't
I
matter.
think it'd be
He
easier to
wouldn't be
do
doing
that.
another pair until after May 13th of the next year.
You all know
Yeah.
more about the bookkeeping, so
Yep.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I would,
do that.
I
That-
would
that's
and
the way
that
I
way
think
it
it was done
wouldn't be
before.
all at once, it would be kind
Yeah.
of spread out.
So could it start any time or is it certain?
I would say anytime.
Yeah, they'll just refer back to the date of the last purchase to
Right.
count the year.
And then if something happens, they need a pair between then and there. It's on you to buy them from there.
All in favor?
quits.
They take their boots with them.
Yeah, I don't want them.
All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed? Ayes have it.
ma'am, that was a very good question. What if they do quit? They get a new pair of boots and 4 days later they walk out the door.
I'm just asking because I deal with this all the time.
We repo.
Repo the boots or hold it out of their check.
Well, in order to do that, they have to sign something saying that they're willing to do that.
Right.
do we pay severance pay? Do we do severance pay?
No,
A lot of people don't.
This ain't Mountain Telephone.
Telephone don't either. They don't pay it.
I know
But
you
I was
always
gonna
compared everything
And
to
if it
telephone.
was severance pay, we could hold it down.
Because we went through that whole uniform mess where some people never return their uniforms. So
It was on lease though, wasn't it?
They're rented, yeah.
they're rented, but if you
But
don't,
when they didn't bring
Yeah.
them back, we were forced to pay
you
for
had
it.
to pay for them.
Right.
So what we do, give them sign a contract? Sign it.
Well. There needs to be like a time lapse or something, I mean. Because think back to
I would
that
think that would
situation.
also fall underneath we need to get in on that policy and procedure.
That would cover it,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Exactly. All right, next discussion is decision of comp time.
Discussion, comp time. What are we talking about comp time for?
Okay.
And readers help, don't they?
Huh?
And readers help, don't they?
Discussion of comp time.
So what's going on with the comp time?
I don't know, who put that on Jim?
Andy, I guess.
Andy.
Well,
Brenda said for it to be legal, they have to be paid overtime unless comp time is voted on in a meeting.
I thought we did, and I'm just asking, but I thought we did that in minutes, that we approved that we would do adjusted time off. And that may not be comp time. I may be saying, but we talked about adjusted time off because we could not afford to pay the overtime. Am I wrong? Did we not decide to do that?
We did.
Okay. And then during the flood, when all that was going on and people were working 24/7, we decided, and I have that in a text, in a thread, that we would pay overtime. That's what I think that's what.
I think what it is for Brenda Morgan reasons, to it be legal with,
And we want it to be legal
in her
too.
bookkeeping,
Yeah,
is
she's saying it's not legal.
state how long you're gonna do the comp time or whatever, and that way she can say, okay, it's legal to do comp time.
And
I don't
with
even
the
think we
way,
use
well,
comp
then
time.
that
We
again
use
falls
adjusted
back
time.
to policy and procedure book that needs to get done. We need to go ahead and,
At least start with these two
A
that are
date.
falling under that.
yeah, we need to get a date
Tonight.
set and start doing it and working on it.
well, what got all the comp time started is when I turned timesheets in. There's not a row on our timesheets. It's got like
Comp time.
overtime, funeral, sick, vacation, but there's no comp time. So there's no way for me to keep up with people's comp time. And I was just having people randomly come up to me and say, well, I had 6 hours from a month ago I'm using. I don't know. So,
Did you all
we
do
have to
comp
have
time
a way.
before? No,
gotta have a
I
way
didn't
to
think
track
so.
We've got to have a way. Brenda said in order for her to put it on to our timesheet, for it to be legal, it has to be voted on.
And
Like,
it can't be adjusted time off. It has to be comp time.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, we use the same time, the paper time sheets.
As long as could we-
It's not on our stub.
Right, we need
Well,
to
it-
get
it
some
can
that has a
calculate.
new
when
column.
it, she, pretty
Yeah.
much when it's on that timesheet, she can start putting it on the paycheck stub to keep
Right.
up.
So
But
we
that's the
need new
only
time
way.
sheets if we're gonna do
All we
this.
did was took a Word document at the sheriff's
Do we buy
office and
them
it's on
or
there.
is that something somebody makes and
You
prints
can
off?
just make it up there.
It's in a
All employees still
spreadsheet.
sign.
Huh?
All employees still
Basically a
sign.
spreadsheet.
Do they run the time sheets?
Do they turn their timesheets in there, all of them, everyone?
No.
I think it's something that all employees is told to do is turn them in every day, right?
And again, policies and procedures.
Well, I mean,
should
that too, we had
Not
voted
all of them are
on.
filled out every day,
But
I'm tired of talking to a wall.
how do you
so I
say
just
that
don't Say
gently?
nothing. I don't know how to stress to make sure they're filled out every day.
Well, that's,
So for the
Well,
purposes of
they
tonight,
they come into the office to clock in, right, Donna, John?
But a lot of them will leave at like 3:15 to go do a work order and then go on home at 4. So they don't sign it or write their time down before they leave. And then it gets forgotten the next day and
could you say if you don't put your time down, you don't get paid?
Actually, you all can look at the tracking system and see what time they left that address headed to the house. Cause the truck moves, right? And it shows it.
I understand if the guys has got a work order and it's on their way home,
Exactly. Me
you know, to
too.
leave early,
Yes,
instead of
ma'am.
run out there and do it, come- you know, it just,
I agree with that.
But in the morning, you should come in and fill out your
that
form.
next morning,
Yeah.
you're to come in.
That's
and
usually
fill.
what I try to
Right.
do, because you never know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen that
Yeah.
evening.
Cause a lot of times on Fridays, they all leave from the office
Here's
going
the
home
link.
around 4 o'clock, right?
So when you all do payroll, do you have to go track everybody's time down, or do you?
No, I send a message out on Sunday night saying I want all time sheets filled out and signed. And they wanna get paid, so they make sure it's done that morning. Like this morning when I went in, they were all done.
I still think it should be daily, but it should come into you daily.
I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't know how, unless they got
I mean,
some
the
way of
majority,
keeping it up with it.
they do well. I'm not calling anybody out, but the majority do well. There are a few that don't.
Molly, can you have a talk with them?
Can I? Well, if they'll listen to me.
Don't chair,
Huh?
don't chair.
Don't charge. I'll get my big stick out. There you go.
But for tonight, do we need to make a motion to start calling it comp time instead of whatever?
No, you can't, because it has to be in policy and procedure first, correct? For it to be legal? Is that what, that's what Morgan, or that's what Brenda
So
wants?
what's Brenda saying we should call it?
Huh?
What's Brenda saying we should call it?
Overtime.
Overtime.
She
Right.
said she will not do the comp time.
Right now, but the
They'll put
only
it in as overtime.
overtime you'll have is on your on-call person, and it'll just be 2 hours. I mean, unless we have something massive, major go on,
Cause if it can happen.
but that would be where you would run into overtime.
I know in the past, there was a lot of overtime. A lot of signing at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Most people's there around 7:30, 7:45 of the morning. We sign in, but we sign out at 4 o'clock, and if you'll look, on average, it's 8 hours written on time sheet. You know, we get there early so we can do what needs to be done, talk a little bit, and figure it out.
A lot of places though, when you're scheduled to clock in at 8 o'clock, you don't clock in until like 7 minutes till, or 5 till. Because if you clock in before that, it takes them back to the
Yep.
45, up to 7:45.
But where we don't use an actual time clock, we
Yeah.
just write it down.
That's why you was advised by the judge.
Because you'll look
to
at
get a
mine,
time
they'll
clock.
say 7:30, but if you look at
That's
my
probably
time
the
sheet,
best idea.
it'll say 8 hours for the day.
Yeah.
So,
So is this something we need to talk to Brenda about?
I think so. I think that needs to be tabled. I mean,
Now,
that's how
she
I
can
feel.
explain it, break it
Yeah.
down for you. But I know one of the guys had 26 hours comp time and was gone Thursday and Friday. So I questioned his time sheet and I said, why did you write 8 hours down here, but you were off these 2 days? And he said, or however many hours it was. He said, well, Andy said I had 26 or 28 hours comp time. And I was like, I wasn't aware of this.
But was that during the flood? I thought they got paid
I don't know
overtime
when
for
it was
that.
from.
no, it was
He
from
just used
before
it
that
on
when
this
we
time
was just
sheet I
writing
sent
down
him
whatever
this morning. So I
overtime.
didn't,
But you all didn't have comp time before, right?
We didn't have it before, you know, when everything was said no overtime. Well, I mean, if you've got to be out there working, somewhere along the line, you got to get something for it.
So last year, let's say back in the day, before this board, did you all have comp time and overtime both?
Nope.
well, a couple of people did.
What did you have?
Just overtime.
Just overtime?
Did y'all have a lot of overtime, like far as the payroll stuff?
Back then,
Back then?
I didn't do payroll then. That was Chanel and Lexi back then.
Neither one of y'all
So I wouldn't.
knows.
It was about
But I
kind of
mean,
like
everybody's-
this flood time frame. It varied.
I
You
don't,
might have, you might not.
when I went back with the finances, say there's a lot,
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of, I know.
Well, yeah. That could be why we incurred a debt of $555,000 whenever we took this board over. That could be the reason why. among other things.
But I just know for the main part, I mean, everybody does well. Like this, I don't think anybody had any overtime when I sent it in today. I don't think.
How about your on-call person for the weekend? Did they have anything?
They use
40
it.
hours.
They leave early
Yeah, they leave early
to cover
Friday.
it.
Right, that's what I thought, that you all had explained to me.
So do we need the GM to talk to whoever's not turning their time in daily?
Well, I think so, because that's a GM issue.
Well, Donna,
When they're there.
Yeah.
Donna put her foot down too.
Okay.
I mean,
And
that's
if they
something.
go home. work
Do you do
from home,
payrolling?
they do it first thing.
I'm sorry.
Are you in charge of the timesheets and stuff? Anastasia needs to do it then.
Well.
Oh, I've
Oh,
told,
she does. Trust
Makes
me.
her life hard.
John can vouch for me.
Why? They
I
don't
don't-
listen to you?
I don't know if it's just they're in a hurry I don't know what it is, but there's sometimes I'll look through, because I check
Never in
them
a
through
hurry
the
to
week.
not get paid.
Huh?
I ain't never in too big of a hurry to not write my time down so I get paid.
Exactly. I mean, there's
And a whole lot takes precedence.
there's house
over
rules
pay.
that needs to be took
It
care
just
of.
makes it easier
It
for
does.
everybody as far as them having to track it down.
And like I said, as far as, you know, if we leave like at 3:30 to do a work order on the way home, the next morning, it should be easy. Just sit there and say, hey, you know, this is what I work.
Right, because what it amounts to is clocking in and out on time clock.
And you
Because you
just
got your
verify that
time
all
sheet,
the
you got our
time.
sign-in sheet laying here, and Hannah always has the folder laying here with
And I
time
think
sheets.
that
So,
when we
I mean,
table this, we need
It
But
don't
I
take
mean,
three
it's not
seconds.
everybody,
right. We need to have
so
a
I don't want
discussion and
I
get
don't want you all thinking everybody's not doing it.
Yeah, everybody's pretty, the majority.
Yeah.
The majority is.
So do we need to table this and talk to Brendan?
Yeah.
Word it right?
I would say
bring
So
that
we're
up
gonna table the
next month.
contract discussion.
I still think we need to talk.
Maybe we could,
I do.
she
Y'all
can ask
explain.
questions when she's here for financials.
Are you, Kayla? Could we let her take the floor so she don't have to sit here and listen to all this unless she wants to?
don't care. This
Oh.
is my whole life.
Okay. Okay.
I do enjoy it.
Do I need
I
a
will
motion to
chime
table?
in too, so.
Yes.
I make a motion to table this till next month.
And I said, go ahead, Ellen seconded it.
Motion been made, probably second table is on the comp time.
That's right. That's all we'll do.
All in favor?
Here.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is bank approval. Andy.
In order to add Andy to the bank, where you can look at all accounts and sign checks and do all that. The bank has to have it like in our minutes.
Like they did before.
Yeah, just like they did before.
But you and
But-
Anastasia both are on there, right?
We are,
And I still have
Yeah,
to go.
you're
and
there.
me.
and you're
I still
there.
have to go
Yeah.
sign off on it.
Yeah, we'll all have to go sign
Okay,
papers
okay.
again.
That's
We
my-
have to do it.
Well, I don't.
Every time there's
But
any
if he
change
wants
like
access
that.
to, but it's so that he can look at the statements and
Oh,
things
yeah,
like that,
he can
right?
actually look at
It's
it.
not just to sign checks, it's.
Yeah, he
No,
can,
I'm not
he
talking
can't
about
go
that.
to the bank. Right now, he can go to the bank and ask them for anything, and they'll look at him and say, you are
Right.
not on the accounts, I
They're
can't
gonna
give
say
it.
you're not there.
Well, he's general manager.
I was standing there with him
Yeah.
one day.
Absolutely.
So
We
do I-
just need to
is
put that in a minute.
Is that a motion?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to put 80 on the bank stuff.
I second.
Motion made, properly second to add Andy to the
Thanks.
Bank account.
Thank you.
Yeah, bank accounts. Thanks.
At Bank of America.
All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Donna, Anthem's live one. Donna and Stacy.
That doesn't-
well, Anna's pretty much took care of that.
We're just waiting on a PIN number.
We're just waiting on a PIN number. They had to mail the PIN number.
It's to
What are we talking
allow,
about though?
to
Cause I don't know
allow,
what any
to
of
take
this.
Bree, it's for Anthem Life Insurance. And Bree was on there. And for me to get her taken off and me and Donna added onto it, they had to send me a PIN, like it's a big process.
Mhm.
So that's what that was about. We're just waiting on a PIN number to get access into it.
And Anthem is your
and Bree taking all
health
that.
insurance, right?
Did they say how long it would take for them to get you that PIN number?
She said hopefully this week, I did it, I think it was last Thursday, so she said the PIN number should, but they breathe off of it.
Okay,
So there's nobody pretty much right now on it.
Yeah.
right, okay.
So they're just waiting on me and Donna to get the PIN and be able to do it.
So I guess at the time that would be considered a human resources thing?
Her and Ash, I know Ashley did it prior.
Okay. Credit card machine, PSN?
Did we buy it?
You've got this,
Did we buy it?
We've got the paper.
I looked at that, yeah.
Well,
can either
well, we need
rent
to
it-
figure out if we wanna rent it or if we wanna
Right.
buy one.
I want to ask a question. The night the little boy did his thing on the computer here, didn't he say that we got a credit card machine at no additional charge since we had to pay all that money for that program?
I remember him talking about the credit card machine, but I don't remember.
I thought they said they got one. It didn't cost that, but they just get so much when they use the credit card.
Right. But I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I can look at the contract.
I
see
think
what
you
it
need
says.
to, because I questioned him on that fee they charge for checks, for automatically coming out of your checking account. And then he was talking about, well, if you do your credit card, you know, there's a fee when you have your credit card swiped, which most generally at utility companies they are. But usually they furnish the machines. So I
I'll
think
look at the contract and see if it says
Right here.
anything.
But
So this
we
is
need-
something we need now.
we need to talk about this in case it ain't in the contract.
Right.
I'm not willing
So
to
my thoughts on this is, I will ask you all,
do this until she gets there.
this one up here, if you rent it, something goes wrong with it, well, you know, it's a
Right.
replacement. You buy one,
Chris didn't
I
get
don't
a
know
credit
what-
card machine.
I don't know what the $15 thing down here, access support application, I don't know what that, I don't know what that $15, do you know what that is?
The monthly fee
That's
on it?
enough to be-
Support actually. If you get the big one, the pro one, it's 50 and 40 for the other one.
Right there, it's got the asterisk, so it's access,
I don't know what
and
that,
then that's when you can call for support,
yeah.
like to get help.
Yeah, if you've got, having problems.
So you're
with it.
paying that much.
Okay, well, if you,
You're paying $15 extra a month just for support.
right,
What is the
if we
difference
rent one,
between
If you
if
rent
we
one-
rent the
Yeah,
more expensive one at $50 a month, that's $600 a year without the $15 per device fee. It'd
Right.
be cheaper to rent it.
Because the rental one
They also
replaces it if something happens to it. And the
Well,
rental
see,
one,
if you purchase it, you're
It's
not
gonna
gonna
cost
get
you,
a replacement.
right,
You're just
Without
gonna have to buy another one.
right.
plus you're
and-
paying the $15 a month
Right.
fee.
15 extra dollars a month for the support. I'm gonna say the rental one comes with support. Cause
Yeah, 'cause they
This
don't have
one
no
has a
charge
touch
for it.
screen.
Listed.
Which
Well,
is
it's
more
got the
likely
two,
to
have you
carry
seen the two in it?
I just know watching in them punch in numbers,
I
it
think
takes
that,
a
This
lot
is
longer to
affordable.
take a credit card
That's
payment now.
fine.
Oh,
It,
yeah.
it's time consuming for them.
So what's your other
The
opinion?
difference in it, I mean, that one's touchscreen. We're used to hitting buttons
Yeah.
anyway, and the bigger screen, so
So which
Yeah.
one would you all rather have?
I would say go with the rental one.
The 40 or
But
50.
do you want the $40 or the 50? Which one of
I
those
want
would
the
you
bottom
rather
one.
have?
Yeah, the top
No.
one.
The $40
this
one?
one right here, I mean, this machine, it's however you all decide to do it, either rental or her. This would just.
We would, yeah, the purchase one's the one on
So
the
what's the
bottom.
extra on this one, touchscreen?
I say go with the
Yeah.
top one.
I like
That
it.
would
makes
be
more sense.
$480 a year without the
Which
$15
is $10
monthly fee and
cheaper if you're gonna pay
replacement
that.
Right.
of it
And what'd you say for the
And
other
this
one?
down
Bobby?
here
for
is
$600 a year.
We're
for the
used
other
to
one.
punching everything.
I would go with the
in
top
anyway.
one, just for, and they will,
Well, you are gonna be the one choosing,
They would
so
replace
whichever
it
one you
also.
all choose.
I say the top one.
And
That's
the-
$480.
And the rental one, the purchase one down there, that $15 for support, that'd be $180 extra dollars a year just for the support.
Mhm.
So,
And
yeah.
you do
That
get
you
support
don't
with the
pay on the
rental?
rental.
Yeah, it says here, handles the support.
I mean, it's the same.
I took it as the one that you're renting, that price, you're also paying for that support and into the rental price, you know what
If
I
you
mean?
buy that
Because-
cheaper one at $465, that's only like $15 less than what you'd be paying rent.
Right.
On rental, that would come with replacement and no $15
So-
monthly fee.
Right now, currently, if somebody comes in with a credit card, you can't take anything, right?
We can, if they're a current customer,
But new
we
customers.
got them in the system, we can take their, their card. The problem that we're having is if somebody comes in and they wanna pay a new tap-on fee.
Oh.
They're not even in our system,
So you can't take their.
so we can't take their card.
Right.
If we had one of these, it would, you just swipe it, go on.
Yeah.
And, people paying $100 deposit, they're not in our system. We can take payments as long as they're in there.
Right, but new customers, you
New
can't.
customers,
So this is something we need to vote on tonight.
we need,
And here, I'll,
What we was talking about there is.
if you all could just vote on tonight, I'll look through that
That's
contract,
what was.
yeah.
then
And
let you
when
know if I
When we
find
make the
anything.
motion, we'll say,
Right.
in case Donna
If it's-
finds that we have to pay for one, it
Yeah.
Or
wasn't.
doesn't have.
Then if I
Yeah.
find something, I'll call them and say, hey.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's smart.
So which machine did you all like better?
The cheaper one.
The cheap
the
one.
PAX A40.
A80.
A80?
I can see it.
I was testing you.
Thank you. I passed.
I make a motion to rent the PAX A80 device, credit card machine, if the contract don't include one in it.
I second.
Motion made, proper second, to rent credit card machine.
Would you all rather be Ethernet connected or Wi-Fi or hotspot through your phone? That's the difference on I know you all voted on whatever.
I think
But-
the older one was Ethernet, wasn't it?
Yeah, the other was Ethernet.
Well, that's what this one is that you all chose.
The rental.
Right, but I was just asking, because Ethernet cables sometimes get broken.
All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Now, Kayla Weeds, gateway job placement.
All right. I've got a big mouth, so I don't need anything. So I am the business solutions consultant up at Gateway. So my whole deal is I listen to everything y'all say and I try to come up with solutions, just like this credit card machine thing. First thing that pops in my mind, because I come from a management background for
Right.
15 years, so
Parties.
yes. And I opened Giovanni's too. Most people don't know that. But I was thinking in my head, are y'all going to recoup the cost? Are you going to charge anything when someone comes in
To use
and
Yeah.
uses it?
They will be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that
there's a
way,
fee on it.
But
Yeah.
not too.
Yeah. So that way it might help them. But anyways, the reason I'm here is, so at Gateway, we have a summer program coming up, and it's for 18 to 24-year-olds. If you guys know of anybody that needs a job, send them up there. We're gonna have grant money. So what we'd like to do is have some people work for y'all. We pay them, it's gonna be under a contract, 480 hours. We will buy their boots. So you all are not out any money. We carry them on our Keiko insurance. The only thing is, they cannot drive a truck, which I'm sure you all wouldn't stick a brand new person in a truck anyway. Some people have, but
Only in an emergency situation if that come up.
Like I said, yeah.
No.
no. Been looking for people. If they want to take a CDL class, we can help them with that. I mean, we help
That's where
people.
my brother got his CDL.
We
Do they
help-
have to be 21 though for that?
Actually, it's 18 to 24, and I'm gonna give you a flyer. So you can remember with all the information you guys have. So, But besides this, there's actually a lot of stuff that I do. Most people don't know what I do. I attend a lot of meetings. I just had a meeting with Paper and Water Commission about you guys.
Hey, guess what my lady name is?
What'd they tell you?
They said you're all headed in the right direction.
They really said that? That's
I
nice.
swear that Larry Workman said that. I will not
Oh,
tell you.
Larry did, right. Okay, I got you.
He, you know, that's the fellow.
He is.
That's my married name. I just recently got divorced. I have not changed it yet.
Don't hold that against me.
I'm
I'm not
not.
no kid of the McGuffey County McCartys.
How did you know those were the
Because I just quit harness.
Did you not bring the chairman one of those papers?
Christopher knows me.
Okay.
It's okay. But anyway, so something else that I do, I hold job fairs. I make flyers for job openings. I post them. I can do an in-house job fair if you guys are hiring for something. We done one for Double Quick. I'm very good at business solutions, so if y'all had a problem, I help you write job descriptions, anything like that. But we are pushing for summer work experience. So I don't know, does the board have to vote in order to do that?
Yes.
Okay. So now the way it works is, so if someone comes in and says, hey, I'm really interested in working at the water company, blah, blah, blah. So Andy would get to interview him. If it's a good fit, they would come back to us and say, you know, hey, we'll take him, whatever. So we get the paperwork started. It's a 3-page contract. It just says that somebody will have to be with him, supervising. But yes, go check your name. But they can do the grunt work. Like we have 2 at the city right now that's doing all the mowing. So maybe they could help you dig out those meters. I mean, it just takes a little labor off. Yeah.
I mean, we've had gateway people before that we've used, and they can be a benefit.
Well, we pay them, so no less than 10, no more than 15. Somebody would set that, so I guess Andy would. Like I said, we cover their insurance. You all would be responsible for their schedule, whoever their supervisor is. We would just come and pick up their time sheets, and then we direct deposit money in their account.
So how many months did they get a workforce? Or how long of a time?
480 hours. We don't pay overtime, don't pay holiday pay. I don't get overtime, I don't get holiday pay either.
And they're not either, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody wants to work in a restaurant?
Do what?
Anybody want to work in a restaurant for the summer?
Listen, I know, it's hard. Hey, a lot of people put restaurant work down. I'll tell you right now, put food on my table.
I didn't mind that job. It was working with all them kids. It was
The
irritating.
kids, they don't really irritate me.
They irritated me.
Good benefits to you too.
That's what I was gonna ask you, if you all needed someone in the office this summer.
Or is it more like waste?
It could probably be a little.
Okay, well,
How much stuff did we gotta go through up there?
I mean, they
to
could clean.
organize and
We
throw
can
out
always put them
food,
clean and run the
weed
sweeper,
eat.
mop the kitchen.
Yeah, we just ask that you at least let them work 20 hours.
We
And
have,
they need to learn something. The whole reason is work experience. These are people that's never had a job or they've had bad work experience, and they need a skill.
Maybe you could let them answer the phone or something a little bit
Yes,
alone.
please.
Oh, let them
These
take
kids are not gonna
complaints.
answer a phone.
I said, let them take complaints. There's no shortage of bills.
I swear, deal with customer service. That's right there.
Yeah,
Complaints, my favorite thing out.
I don't either.
I'm kind of sad, so it's all right.
Me too.
But we do offer customer service training. And if you all say, hey, I need somebody in the office, but I want them to go through customer service training, they get a certificate and everything. It's out of University of Cumberland. And it's at their own pace, so they can complete it or not before they come.
That's right.
So, there's no downside besides, I will say, everybody that signs up for the program is not going to work out.
Well, that's with everything.
Right.
So if it don't work out, do we fire them or you fire them?
But
The certificate.
if you want to fire them, go ahead, but I like to do that.
Or if they don't work out. Well, no, just say, if you put them in a placement with the water company and they just don't work out for the water company, we send them back to you and you
Right,
can
yeah,
replace them.
we will replace up to one. I've actually had to do that this week.
But I mean, you could put them in another spot if they don't work out.
Yes, yeah, it works
That's
both
what-
ways. So if they start working with John here and they don't like his attitude, they're like, hey, listen, this is not for me, then they'll call and be like, hey, I need you to replace me. Well, before I replace them, I'm gonna make them go through ethics training, make sure that they're doing all their part, and then I can try to find them another place to go.
Is there progress reports that the water?
So when we pick up a timesheet, like, so I come over here and I was like, hey, I need so-and-so's timesheet. On the bottom of it, you can say, you know, learn this skill, done great. She's never gonna see that or whatever. So, I mean, yes, you can't, you don't have to, but it's a good thing.
But it's appreciated.
Yeah, it is, because people need to know. I'm a firm believer in that. So. Any other questions? Like I said, the only stipulations is that we can't drive a truck. It's just a big liability.
Or the backhoe.
Yeah, don't put them in dangerous situations. But I'd let them dig up a meter and let them learn what a meter is.
I mean, we've taught them to work on meters before. Then we've also had them weed eating at the tanks and the pump stations and stuff
So is
like
this the
that.
same, like the Gateway 5 that we had? Is this the same?
I do believe that's the program they come
probably.
through. And I think we've got one of the 5 that was
Jimmy.
hired on full time.
It was
Right.
last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
We had the Gateway, they call them the Gateway 5 because they was.
Well, I do. I think
Listen,
that's-
sometimes you get the best worker and sometimes you don't.
Right.
It's just, the principles behind working anymore has went down.
Jimmy a little sassy.
So what
but he's a pretty
happens-
good worker.
He's a
So
good
what
guy.
happens, for instance, let's say you send the gentleman sitting there in the blue clip. He works for us up there and he works his 480 hours.
Yeah.
At the end of that period, we discover we don't have any money set aside to hire a new employee.
Well, that's why it's a work experience, not an internship, because
Gotcha.
that's the difference.
All
So
right.
our program, the work experience, does not be guaranteed a job. We let them know that. It's actually in the contract that they sign. They're not guaranteed with you guys. Now, if you do have somebody you want to hire, get a hold of me first, because if I can put them through our grant, I can pay them for 480 hours, let you all try them out, as long as you guarantee them a job.
Oh, guarantee them a job.
Yeah, so if you know, say Chris didn't work, you know, whatever, and you knew
Yeah.
you were gonna hire him, say, hey, let's go see if we can go through Gateway, let us pay him.
Right.
And then at the end of that contract, you're gonna hire him on regardless, so there you go.
But on that, with that being said, he still has to fall between the 18 and 24
Yeah,
year
he
old
needs to-
age bracket.
Yeah, he needs to.
You're out of luck, buddy.
Well, I'm out.
Which, this is creating, what we're hoping to do is create a pipeline. We're
Yeah.
wanting these seniors, everybody's retiring. So we need some youth in our workforce.
Okay.
I mean, how many people we got working at the city water? 4? I mean, they're all probably tired. There is no prospects that's going in there that's under the age of 30. That's not good.
No.
Who's going to replace everybody? I mean, I'm getting tired of working. I'm sure you all want to work too. But can anybody right now take over? No. So, I mean, it's just something to think about. And I would also appreciate if somebody could come up to the high school maybe, if we do like a career fair. Somebody that likes to maybe talk about their job and the benefits.
I see you look. I mean, if that was something that the board wanted to do, I wouldn't care.
I really think it would be, I think it's a need. So,
Well, I mean, water is not, I knew that somebody done it, but you never heard anybody talk about it.
not good stuff, right?
I think y'all have already done it once.
What good stuff? Oh, you mean the, I'm just teasing.
No, you're fine. So,
Okay.
but, y'all have my card. I text, email, you can find me on Facebook, I don't care.
Are they a certain time when we,
We are going to the high school on the 21st. We're gonna give them probably 2 weeks, and then if you know anybody, we can actually go ahead and start. We're gonna be advertising it heavily at the high school.
Yeah.
And we're doing the same thing at UNFD County.
Is this the same thing as like the high school kids coming to business, what's that called?
Co-op.
Yeah.
Co-op.
Similar,
Kinda, yeah.
'Cause I've done that last year, and that this year.
On what?
Co-op.
Yeah, co-oping, it's a little, but you can't, I don't think they work as many hours. So they can work 40 hours.
Like I said, I mean, we've used them. I mean, there's benefits to it.
It's pretty labor.
You're not supposed to say that. But it is.
You're supposed to be building and instilling.
Yes,
the
values
desire
and your
to
workforce
work.
pipeline.
Y'all call it what you want, but it's pretty labor.
Oh, yes.
You're talking to a businessman.
I know.
So let's say, for instance, okay, I'm just going to say it.
Go for it, go.
Instead of thinking, I just need to say it. Let's say, for instance, that we want to get somebody to come and help change out meters.
Okay.
We contact you, 18 to 24.
Yep,
You
say,
got
hey,
a,
do
you got a
anybody?
19-year-old female
Okay.
who never has worked outside in her whole life. Never has been off the couch other than playing with her cell phone. Tell me, would you all offer her to come up there and do that?
Well, as long as, if she comes in the office, falls within that criteria, then we'll ask her, hey, what do you feel, like you would be great or that you want to try out? If she says, hey, I want to go work outside, I want to go be with the water boys, well, she's going to have to interview with Andy first. If Andy approves it, we'll put her there.
Interview with Andy and Donna.
Yeah, whoever you all choose.
So basically what we're saying there is like,
Board.
you're gonna, it'd be placing people where they actually need to be or want to be.
Where, yeah, if they have an interest in it, if that same girl tries that and was like, hey, I really don't want to do that, but I would like to maybe be in this office right here, I like the business side, maybe then we could just swing her over there.
She's a tough one.
So yeah, she's a little tougher.
She's tough.
Both of us made her rattlesnakes.
They have to be, they're legal. But, yeah, you can contact us, because we have people that come in that looking for jobs, and somebody might come in just out of the blue and say, hey, I really need a job, and say you guys are hiring. You need to let me know that you guys are hiring, because I usually try to fill out people. I'm a really good person for that. I'm not gonna send you somebody that I know is not gonna work.
Gotcha.
You can ask John Wayne. I won't send Adam anybody. Mm-mm. I just know how they are.
So this is something we've talked over with John.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this ain't nothing. This is just a discussion, correct?
Right, it's just a discussion.
That's what it
There's nothing-
says.
Yeah, I just wanna, so whenever I go to the high school, I can say, hey, if you're interested in the water company, I can put you at, Morgan County Water District.
Mhm.
So maybe somebody.
How many places in town do you have people?
Oh, God. Let's see, with the city, I've got 3 placed right now. The county, we done 2. I'm sure y'all remember Morgan's, the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Her whole staff was me.
Yeah.
And that's what, small businesses can take advantage of, because they can't really afford to have that labor force. I have 2 people at parties, and nobody offered this program when I worked there, or I took advantage of it.
I was the biscuit maker.
Hey, I made plenty of biscuits.
I loved it.
Is that the only place?
No, let's see, I've got John Wayne, I've got Hardee's, I've got, all the boutiques in town.
That's right.
They've used us.
Get that.
It
over here.
You know what?
S&A Tire,
No, I was saying.
Yeah.
Get that and bring it over.
all of the vet clinics, the animal shelter, your wellness center, all those employees go through us, because the county can't really afford.
Between 18 and 24, they go through this. Okay. Awesome.
so,
But that's only, sometimes we get extra grant money
Yeah.
for, second chance employment,
Mhm.
stuff like that. Now, we've had a few qualified that's been up there and worked, so.
so will you contact us and you got people? They
Yep.
contact you.
No, if we have people come in and say, hey, I'm ready to go, I want a summer work, I can contact and say, hey, would anybody be willing to interview these people and take them on for the water district? So, yeah, I can contact you, it's not a big deal.
Whatever your contact.
I got a job from Gateway similar to that when I was young, and it was a GED program, and that's how I got my GED, was through that program.
Like where it is.
And got a job.
Have you guys know anybody who sees CDLs? We also know people get CDLs.
Ooh, I do.
I'd like
Lineman
to get
training.
mine. I
You
need to
need
get
your,
mine.
listen, I wish I'd have got mine whenever I was younger. I'm too old now.
Is there an age limit on the CDL?
It just depends on the criteria, and
the
July
law.
1 is the beginning of our fiscal year, so.
You think I'm too old for a CD?
No, no, I was just, I
No.
didn't know.
Chris said that if she got her CDL, she would have been driving for him. I imagined her driving the gravel truck in this hat.
Hey, we owned the lime truck. I didn't drive it. I rode it.
Do you know how hard it is to find somebody for that man right there?
I'm trying to get the
I
sheriff
do.
to go to work for him.
I have advertised, and when we have people, the only thing that kick up there is we send people to get CDLs, but they're 18. When they get out, I mean, how much is insurance?
There you go. That's the
They gotta be
reason.
a certain age. See,
Yeah.
younger would be better.
Oh,
there you
there you
go.
go.
Our driver from Brown really,
If
he
you can
was
find
18.
somebody 25 that has a
Drove
CDL,
a
had it for
tractor
like 2
trailer.
years, God, I would personally drive them up there.
Trying to give that is,
Yeah.
once coming out of that school, pick right.
Okay.
Well, I heard that might be shutting down. That's your but
Okay.
anyways, any other questions?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Caleb.
You're welcome.
Donna will be your contact, by the way.
Okay.
She loves it.
He said it.
Let's see, old business, Chris, old business.
Okay.
You want me to talk about the water system?
I wondered, I didn't see your name over here, and I just asked Chris. I was like, what's the guys doing here?
My name's Orr Main, I'm with Nesbitt Engineering,
Yes.
and we've been working with Andy and John on a set of plans that we have submitted to the Division of Water. And this is a program that is 100% grant dollars, and you put new water lines in, you get additional revenue from the new customers. We submitted those plans, like I said, to the Division of Water, so there will be some back and forth, there always is. They'll have questions, they'll ask the questions, we will respond, they'll come up with other questions. It used to be, when you submitted plans to the Division of Water, you get your approval within maybe 30 days, but they're short-staffed, as everyone is, so it could be longer than that. But the real crux is we've lost control of the timeline. We're working on their timeline now. Once DOW approves it, then we get to the point where we've got to have a clear site certificate on any and all easements, property that we need for a pump station and a tank. And once we get that, with DOW approval, then we can actually send out advertisements for bids for the construction of this. Sounds like we're getting close to construction, but then we've got to send the bids, once we get them, to the Public Service Commission, and they've got to review them. And that'll take a minimum of probably another 30 days or so. So we're looking at best case scenario, maybe getting construction started by the end of this year. But here again, we don't have control of the timeline at this point. We did up until the point we submitted them. We worked with these guys, we got the plans the way they wanted them, and we shipped them out, so.
And now we're just waiting.
Yeah, we can get them done.
Any other questions or comments? Appreciate your time.
And I apologize to you for you being the last person to talk to us tonight. Well, I know, but you've got a long drive going back.
Glad to have no blame here, noted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime that you guys are gonna come up and wanna talk to us, if you'll call ahead and talk to Anastasia or Donna and get put on the agenda, That way you don't have to wait till last.
Yeah.
So that way it's not so hard going back.
Thanks. Do some new business.
Anytime.
Well, I have a question. Summer's coming on. It's gonna be hot. Is
You're
it
not wearing shorts to work. They
absolutely,
won't let
Okay,
me in. You
go ahead.
don't.
is it possible for you all, or for us to buy bottled water and maybe like electrolyte powders to keep in the trucks? We had that discussion of heat stroke and overheating and stuff today during our training. I carry stuff in my truck myself anyway, but I know others don't.
That should be no brainer there for me.
I wanted to ask.
Thank you. Thank you, all need paperwork, having stuff just in case.
Did you all not last summer have coolers on the trucks with water and stuff in them?
Or on whatever we brought. We bought our own water, we bought our own Gatorade, stuff like that. I mean, it does get expensive.
Y'all got a refrigerator? We got a refrigerator. But you got it.
But like I said, I mean, it was just a question, you know, maybe some of the electrolyte powders, because somebody gets down out there, you've got to try to help them out somehow or another.
Right.
So I thought I would bring it up to your all's attention, let you all decide.
I don't know if it don't quit raining, we might have to buy y'all some umbrellas.
Got 2 of them in my truck already.
I'm telling you.
No, umbrella hats so it don't tie their hands up. How y'all like that? I've got one of them.
You know, I mean, there's some,
Buy water.
I mean, it's up to you guys, whatever you want to do, but, I mean, I kind of think we need to at least furnish some coolers and some water, and do y'all have any way of making ice up there at all?
There's an ice machine. I don't know how much it makes per day, but
Is it in the refrigerator, or is it sit?
Yeah, fridge.
Always get their own cooler.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we'll find a cooler. That's not a problem.
Oh, okay. I think we should buy one. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. These guys need to be safe out there, especially these.
Right. But then, like, maybe in the days that it's going to, the humidity and the heat index is going to be really high, then we can make sure we've got some of the other stuff, what you call it, electrolytes.
Electrolyte powders.
Yeah.
That stuff you just want to keep in your vehicles.
Like in liquid IV, honey.
I've got some in my truck right now. I mean, I bought them personally, but I mean, if one of the other guys was to need one, I wouldn't care to share. But it does those are expensive.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Those are highly
You might
expensive.
need to look into maybe ordering that from Sam's by the case to see if it's even cheaper. And sometimes, too, Kroger's puts those on sale.
Well, there's other brands other than like Instant IV, Liquid IV. There's Drip Drop. There's different things that you can look at. That
You see, Gatorade even makes that.
Gatorade makes them too. So
Do you all have first aid kits and stuff in your truck?
we have Band-Aid kits.
I'm pretty sure that don't count.
Does,
No, that's when they say first aid on them, but they're like this.
We got Band-Aids.
And I mentioned it for the ambulance service, and she said, "No, that's called a Band-Aid kit."
Y'all need to give us y'all tourniquets and everything.
I know.
Most of us
They
have
haven't ever
tourniquets.
said
I've
that,
got 2
but
of
we
my
can- I
own
mean, we
personal
can ask.
tourniquets in my duffel bag in there, and I've probably got a bigger first aid kit than anybody. So I pack gauze, all kinds of things with me.
Do y'all need some gauze and stuff like that? Some of that rolled stuff that's sealed and sterile? Cool.
Absolutely.
I got a connection
Yeah, we have fire extinguishers.
everybody,
Yeah, I don't know.
in my closet.
I know,
John.
we got one in the office,
John.
kitchen there.
does everybody have fire extinguishers on your truck?
Yes.
Do you all have you mentioned the duffel bag, and Chris is saying they need it in their bag. Do y'all have is your first aid kit in like a bag with something else in it, or?
No, our first aid kit's just one of the little small ones you go to like the dollar store and buy for like $8.
That's because there are different types of Band-Aids in it.
Yeah.
Just spent $127,000 on a piece of land that we didn't need, and they carry in the bathroom.
I carry my own personal first aid kit because I know that Band-Aid kit ain't gonna fix everything.
You need to glue them. That'll fix it.
We've got.
Just a dog run after Jimmy.
They've got everything you need to stop bleeding, turn it.
Does Gateway have any grants for?
I'll check into it. Is everybody's CPR and first aid certified?
Just got her in today. I checked, they also are supposed to send me a link for a grant through King's Daughters, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
On possible getting a few AEDs, because technically out there, when we're out like we was for so many hours, there was no AED close, unless Chris had one in his truck. But I mean, if you're in Sand Lick working, I can tell you how long it takes to get from the firehouse to Sand Lick, and it's a long run.
Who's
Well-
overseeing you? Is anybody good for you for that?
I do it. That's the mix and the
Well, you
match.
probably have more training than anybody being on the volunteer fire.
I've
department.
had first aid and CPR training so many times since August, I'm pretty sure I could do surgery.
I like to make suggestions.
Scrubbing
You
in.
don't make most of it. I like to suggest let John check on getting emergency bags that you can fix yourself, to put whatever they need in these bags to put in each truck.
Mhm.
And it wouldn't hurt for Don and them have one in the office,
So how many trucks do we have on the road?
especially the eye flush and all that stuff.
6, sing
6, yes.
6 trucks that are, and then what's that little vehicle that was sitting there when I paid my bill the other day? Little white.
The Escape,
Is that what that
Little
is?
Ford Escape.
Is it working now?
that's the
That's the
one.
little car, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 6
Is
trucks.
that the meter reading vehicle?
I don't know if they're gonna use it
It's
for that or
been
not.
used for that, but I don't know what the plan
In
is.
the past, they always used it.
Does Andy not use that to read the meters with?
He used his truck last time. I don't know. I haven't heard him say what his plan is for this one. So
And there's one truck over at the, behind the gate at the county garage. Is that an extra one? Is that?
that's one that you all personally own.
We give $28,000 for it, and we're paying on it.
That one, I think he gives 16 or 18,000 for. The one that Sykes
It's
is.
drivable?
That's the one that we owe the bank, ain't it?
It's the one Sykes is driving right now that we owe the bank on, the one that's sitting up there. That's the one we owe 28,000 on because the former general manager went and got that one for himself when he went to Georgia.
That Sykes doesn't take it.
Don't get choked.
This truck up there is 2016, just when we popped up.
It's I think that one's a 13 sitting over there.
Where's the motor?
About $28,000 in 2013.
No, it's a
It was here for that.
that I can't remember what the one is Sykes is driving. It's a newer model. But
So Sykes can't take it home yet. That's why his was up there.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And that's a brand new truck that we.
It's a newer truck. It's probably an 18, 19 model maybe.
Anything wrong with it?
You just can't drive it home. That's why it's not up there.
Not that I'm aware of. It's actually a pretty good truck.
But it's not a spare truck.
No, the spare truck's one sitting behind the fence that it needs a lot of work.
Gotcha.
But we still owe on
Yeah,
it, right?
so
Is that the one we owe behind
The one behind the fence is paid
No,
for.
John, that's what I asked John. That ain't the one that we owe the bank on.
Oh, I thought that's what we owe.
No, the one sitting in the parking lot right now that Sykes is driving every day is the one we owe
Well, I went up
28,000.
there to pay my bill the other day, and it was after hours, because I'm one of those people. And there was a little Escape sitting there, but there was a truck behind the fence. There wasn't any other truck.
The other one was parked at Matthew's house because Matthew was on call, so he left early. So Sykes drove to there, picked his
Well,
truck
I mean,
up.
that's none of my business. I wasn't asking that. I just don't. It's a perception thing, and we've been asked about trucks. And I thought we went from 15 to 6 people out in the field, and I know you all felt that we had plenty, extra trucks. So I didn't know.
Actually,
That's all I was asking.
I do have a new business question. And this is for you all, because or you too, sir, I'm sorry, John. Tell me about the fringe benefits. The fee that you all are getting taken out of your check that covers like driving your trucks home or something. We talked about this one time before. How much is it and what does it cover?
It is $28 a month. And it's for us to be able to drive our trucks to the house. I was told that it was give to us and then took back out. I don't understand how that happens, but
How was it given to them? Do you know?
I don't know, that would be a Brenda question.
Okay.
So did you notice the take note of your check? Did you notice the take note of your check?
Yes, it is. I was approached by an employee who asked me what that covered, and I said, I promise you I do not know, but I bet
more or
you I
less
will.
it's for you to be able to drive it to the house.
And what does it, I mean, I know it says drive the truck to the house, but where does this $28 go? That's a Brenda question. I'll ask her. I want to know where the $28 goes to, how it's broken down, and if you get it back, how do you all get it? And then why do we still take it from your check? It's just me. It's a Patty question, and I want to know.
Every time we ask about it, we was like, we were told, we give it to you and then we take it back.
Well, I've been approached from the public
Didn't make
very
sense.
few times, that asked why they have take-home trucks. Well, I'm the last person to probably ask, but I do too. And then they were talking about buying some new trucks. So the perception is, first of all, that, the rate hike, we're all dealing with that. We needed that. And we're going in the right direction now, and I'm really proud of that. But I don't want anybody to think we're going out here and spending their money on extra brand new trucks. We don't buy anything brand new.
We do lease. Our trucks are all leased except
Through
for the
Enterprise,
two.
right?
The rest of them are leased vehicles for, I think it's like 5 years and then they go back.
And if you're over the I know this through the sheriff's office, if you're over the mileage, if you lease them, then you have to pay extra, right?
We usually average trying to get them on an unlimited because 10,000 miles a year,
Ain't nothing.
you'll put that on one in less than 6 months out
That's
here
why
running from
we
one
didn't
side of
do
the
it.
county to the other.
I would have imagined that the $28 is taken out every 2 weeks that would cover that. I mean, this is what I was under the assumption of back when I first started and heard all about it, like when Drayton was still there. That $28 was taken out of your all's checks, and that was put back, like it was in the account for the gas and stuff. So like over a 2 week time, you all spend $28, or like roughly whatever to drive it home and back to work, just strictly. But that's how
Like
it
I
was.
said,
But
I
that's
didn't know
been
what
through.
it was there for, but I've been asked, well, can't you drive it as a personal truck? First and foremost, I don't want to drive it as a personal truck. It's a rolling billboard. Everything you do, everybody sees.
But I think it was just explained from the financial, because somebody, when I first started, had asked about, they saw it on their paycheck stub, and I can't remember who it was. And they were like, why are we getting this 20? And they were told for you to drive that truck home and back to work.
Yes.
For 2 weeks, it's $28. Pretty much, but I don't know if that's how true that is, I don't
So
know.
that part is a Brenda question. But I'm with William. If you're on call and you take your truck home, I don't think y'all have to pay for that. You're on call.
Yeah. I don't think so.
But
Because,
I also know if you say, well, if you're on call, you can take your truck home. Everybody else going to park their trucks right here. And I know that the men said, yeah, but if we're at our house and we get called on an emergency, whether you're on call or not, which could happen, does happen.
It happens quite
I think
regular.
that's what I understand. Learn more about water than I ever wanted to know. That, then they'd have to come to the office and get it. So I understand that too. And then they also explained to me the $28.
Yep.
So, but
That's what everything was just kind of a mystery. And we're just told whatever was good at the moment.
Huh?
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, you should be sitting in when
But I mean,
they started finding things out.
as
That's
far
crazy.
as that, I've never complained about that part of it. Hey, if
When
you
you're
need me,
hired,
So
is
they-
that explained to you?
Huh?
When you get hired, is that explained?
no.
So the $28 comes out every 2 weeks.
Policy somewhere?
Well,
have
we're
to work
going
on
to.
policy.
Absolutely.
But we
yes,
didn't hire
not.
John, just,
Yeah.
just in our defense, we didn't hire him.
Okay, so that's the only
They
question I
just
have.
kinda inherited.
Yeah.
So now, moving on. What's this for show? What's going on?
I don't know, who would?
One other thing, is there any way possible to get a door up there? We have, is
We've
there
asked.
That's the
anybody
county
push?
judge, and we
We've
have talked to him, and he
He's been
keeps
up there
telling me that
measured.
that guy, whoever,
That guy was supposed to be waiting on parts the last time I heard.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
We've-
what kind of party,
I
I don't know
just-
where it's coming from.
We've had some wild customers.
Would you like
Yeah,
to
that's a
try to
safety
check up
issue.
on it, me or Randy?
Oh, it
Check up
takes
on
us
it
a straight
tomorrow,
shot
see
to go
what
through
we
there.
You're talking about a door with that chain.
well, I was told about a month and a half ago,
Yeah.
It keeps a
It's
lot of
awful.
people.
I know that you
They
already
had
told
ordered-
Jim
So
about
if they don't get a door, did you necessarily need a doorway there? Board that sucker up?
no, that's a good far exit, I
Yeah,
would see, yeah.
yeah, you couldn't.
It's got two other exits.
Yeah, but what if a far's on both ends as well?
Why can't we get a door? I guess that's my question.
Right,
Well,
but I'm just
because
saying,
they,
I wouldn't board that sucker up.
the
and
county
then tell the
judge
that,
has
say, listen,
explained
you need
that,
to
they was ordering parts because they didn't have the hinges to fit that door. Supposedly the door is across the street in the county garage building. Right? Isn't that what we was told?
That's where it was took to when it was took down. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's still
Why
there.
was
or
it
not.
taken down?
I'll check on that after the meeting.
because after this past month, we've had a lot of loud
There's
customers,
been
and
a
it
few
just
that
it
get
just
really
takes one
It's a
time.
safety issue. It's just a safety
one
issue. You
time.
can have a disgruntled
Hey, will
employee.
any of the other doors up there not be able to fit that door facing it? We'll move for it.
I don't think so.
I'm just thinking outside the box.
Well, I just think we've asked for that for months.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
She's the one that lives on Cliffview.
So she never did show up.
Well then.
All right, next is Shirley Chamber.
She's not here, right?
What was her issue?
She's the one that lives on Cliffview that her pressure just comes and goes all the
When
time.
the city is running their high service pumps, she has good pressure. The minute they kick them off, then her pressure gets super, super low, along with everybody else's.
Well, if she's still got water, I mean, it could be worse.
And that was one of the reasons we had looked at either putting a tank up there and possibly a pump. But we've talked about maybe being able to put a inline pump in to keep the pressure that runs on pressure, that we keep it up for that area. That's one of what we've talked with was Nesbit as on this project. So I talked to her the other day. She was a lot happier than she had been in the past. So
Okay. Next is questions and comments.
Well, we don't have any audience, so I guess that part's a done deal.
It's good not to have no questions.
Okay.
I got a
So-
question. I'm kidding.
So the next meeting date will be June the 9th, is that right?
Donna,
That's okay.
you have anything? No?
And so, William, John,
nope, I'm good.
I'm good and all. Molly,
I'm good.
okay,
Next meeting date,
June 9th, isn't that right?
I can't see.
Put your glasses on, Papa.
June 9th.
At 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, right?
Yep. Okay.
Now need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Motion made, proper second. All in favor?
I thought you were going to say something
Opposed?
yourself.
Everybody sit still this second. Do we need to turn the camera off?
Jonathan, I just texted him, he's remoted in watching it.
Okay,
And
tell them
he's-
we've adjourned.
Yeah.
Girls. So, what you said?
I go home.
John? Oh,
I mean, I have to wait.
on vacation time, do we have a list of vacation time yet? Is he off?
Now I'm Tommy fan.
So what was you saying about
You have
vacation
to
planning?
be
Y'all have a
entertaining.
vacation list.
Yeah, Anna keeps up with.
Okay.
Is mine on?
No, it's still on. Just hold the button in just a little bit longer.
That's why
Okay,
Miss
it's on.
Sayers said
It's
you were
on.
ahead